Welcome to Corey's Confessional, where secrets are spilled and dignity's killed.
Welcome, Eugene.
Welcome, I guess.
So, tell me, what's your name and what's the Russian pronunciation of your name?
The Slavic pronunciation is Yevgeny.
Yevgeny.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that actually right? Yevgeny.
Yeah.
I drink a vodka. Do you drink vodka?
No, I don't drink.
Really?
I don't drink.
Ever?
I don't smoke. No,
Really?
it's not for me.
You're not a true Russian.
No, it's a stereotype.
It's a stereotype. Okay.
Yes.
Do you think it's a real stereotype though? Because I've met two Russians in Bali, and both of their names were Sergey.
Oh,
And one guy came in, he was like, "I am Sergey. I am from Russia." And I
yeah.
was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And he was like, "Oh, I was drinking vodka with orange juice." And he was like, "That's not vodka. That is just juice." And then
Actually, they call it atvertka.
vodka.
Atvertka. That means screwdriver.
Yes.
When you mix a juice with vodka.
Yeah, we say the same thing.
Yeah.
We also call it screwdriver.
But we call it atvertka in Russian
Oh,
because it's a name for a screwdriver.
sure.
And if you want to see a stereotypical Russian, you look which tours air companies sell to Russians, and you go there and you see stereotypical Russians there.
Oh, really? That's awesome. There are stereotypical Canadians as well. Have you ever seen the Canadians from South Park?
I think you're the second Canadian I see in my
You've
life.
ever met? Really? But you were in Thailand for 2 years.
Yeah, maybe I've seen more than that, but you just don't know.
They're Canadian,
I just
yeah.
hear they speak to someone and they mention they're Canadian, and
Sure.
that's
Okay.
that's how you know.
I think I met more Canadians in Hanoi, in Vietnam, in the last week than I have in the last 2.5 years traveling.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I've met no Canadians basically. Yeah.
Mm.
I think we just like where we're from. We're having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's that city that you were showing me videos of earlier that gets to minus 70 even.
Yeah, sometimes they have extreme like temperatures.
Yeah.
It's,
Minus 70 degrees Celsius. Have you been to that city?
no, never.
No?
I
And how
I
far
hope
is it?
I hope not.
How
Oh, no.
far is it from where you lived?
I guess it's 2,000 kilometers, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so not like that far, really. Obviously, Russia's the biggest country in the world, so
Yeah.
there's, maybe that's just the last place that you would want to go, but
Yeah, I have very bad geography.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Is this the first traveling that you've done, like going to Thailand from Russia?
No, I've been to China.
Oh,
I've been to
really?
China because
Oh.
I live close to China,
Right.
so
Okay.
it's easy to go. But it
And
was before COVID, so not so much restrictions and yeah.
right. Okay.
And
So are you just kind of waiting to go back home for like things to settle down, or are you just kind of enjoying traveling? Or?
it's both. I guess it's both,
Mm,
and it's much cheaper in Southeast Asia
yeah.
to travel. If I would go to Europe, I would spend all my savings in maybe 1 month.
Sure.
Yeah.
Were you working while you were in Thailand?
Yes, yes. I work to support myself, and then
What did you do?
I have a computer science bachelor, and I
Okay.
do programming.
Ah,
Yes.
sick. So wait, what kind of problem? What do you do? Like
No,
exactly?
programming.
Oh, you do programming.
Yeah.
So do you work for a company right now and you
I
just
do.
travel and work? Oh,
I
that's
do.
awesome.
I also want to find something in Europe
Yeah,
because I want some more stronger money than ruble.
sure, of course.
Yeah. It's not about maybe the amount. It's about the stability because ruble is up and down all the time.
I
Every major
see.
conflict, the ruble halves the value.
Ah,
It's been like this in 2008, in 2014, and 2022.
wow.
It's like every major conflict or crisis,
Yeah.
the ruble halves the price.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because geopolitical relations. That's it.
Mm,
Because I think America dictates how what the price of the ruble would be.
Mm,
And the second factor is markets, international markets, because Russia is heavily dependent on exporting resources, especially oil.
mm,
And so when America makes sanctions to this country and this country, and then China buys Russian oil for half the price, so what can you do? Yeah.
right.
No, but
Interesting.
it's only relevant for me now when I go outside the country. When you're inside, it's not so relevant for you. Uh, it's,
Because the wages that you're making
yeah,
are just
because
the wages you're
I
making.
have to convert money
Yeah.
to dollars backed currencies.
Right. And so the company that you're working for is a Russian based company.
It
And
is,
therefore you're like still working from Russia technically, but you're
yes.
traveling abroad.
I pay the tax to
I
Russia.
see. I tried to do that one time, but it was with a company that it was actually illegal for me to work outside the country with, and it
Oh,
was a government job,
now that's
and
risky.
I got refused at the American border for other reasons because I said I didn't have a permanent address, and then I was living in my van, and I said I could work from anywhere, and I lied on a piece of paper. I probably didn't say that, but lied on a piece of paper that said that I could go to jail for 5 years if I lied on it. And I was just like, they were like, you can work from anywhere. I was like, yes.
Mm.
And like 6 months prior, I had brought my work laptop to Italy, and they had a whole department wide meeting for like with 250 people about my situation. They didn't say my name, but everyone who knew. And
Oh
they were
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, you actually, because what happened is I was there for 2 weeks. And my boss on Teams was like, "Hey Corey, like I can't wait to hear about your Italy trip." And I was like, "It's so good, I'm still here, haha." And I just didn't tell him I was bringing my laptop.
Oh.
And he gave me 2 weeks of non-paid leave, which is literally what I wanted. And I just canceled all my Airbnbs and got hostels and had a great time.
Mm.
But I like risked my job basically for 2 weeks of extra vacation. And everyone in the department was like, we can't bring our laptops over like overseas or in airplanes or anything like that. And it was all like talking about this for an hour with 250 people because I'd risked it. And then I went to the States and I was gonna do it again, and then I got refused, so I didn't do it. I wasn't able to do it.
It seems like every time you travel in somewhere, you have some kind of problem.
Well, that's because we just met basically today,
Oh yeah.
and that yesterday you saw me last night when I slept behind the bar here. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Man, everything went.
Yeah, I felt sorry for you.
Oh, don't feel sorry for me. I have a great life.
Okay.
I'm a very happy guy. It
Okay.
was just really funny that I think I shit 8 times yesterday.
Why is that?
I think I ate some bad sausages.
Is it because of this tea?
No, this tea is unreal, dude. This tea
Oh,
is amazing.
yeah.
I'm really into. I think you shouldn't steep it for that long though. You should definitely take the stuff out.
No,
Is it not very bitter now?
no. When I drink like leafed tea,
Yeah,
not the packet one,
you always leave
I
it in.
just leave the stuff in.
But after a while, with this tea particularly, because I got it from this little village and it's so fresh and pure, like, is it not very bitter? I found when I kept it in, it was bitter.
It's bitter, but I like it. And I
You like it?
also
Okay.
in Thailand I buy a similar tea, and
Yeah.
I put the leaves inside, and I
Yeah.
don't get them out.
That's a Russian stereotype that's real because you guys are real men. That's why.
No, but just I don't know. I don't care. I guess
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
care.
I'm saying, dude. Men don't care. Real men. Russian men.
Mm.
Well, it was so funny with those two Russian guys. Like the second Sergey comes in, I'm just like, I just met the first Sergey, and he's like, "Hello, my name is also Sergey." He's like, "I also drink vodka." I was like, "What?" These were the two first Russians I think I ever met. Was in Bali.
Oh,
Like
I
just
see.
like you only meeting two Canadians, I've only met a couple Russians, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they were all in Bali. Yeah.
I've seen a guy in from Kyrgyzstan, from the hotel next door,
Yeah.
but he speaks Russian because I guess it was all Soviet before,
Hmm.
so he speaks Russian.
Okay. Where is Kyrgyzstan? Is that right next to Russia?
Mm, I think not right next, but it's close.
Okay.
It's maybe one neighbor. I don't know
I'm
geography.
me neither. Yeah. How
No,
old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay. Yeah, you
And
look
you?
really young for 27.
Yeah, I get it all the time.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh, I thought you're 17. I thought you're 18." I
17.
thought you're 20."
When I first met you, I would have given you maybe 20. Yeah, very
Yeah,
youthful face. Yeah.
yeah. No, I don't know if I should be happy about it.
I think
In
so.
some situations,
Mm.
it helps. In some situations, they don't get me seriously,
Are you talking about girls?
maybe. And I think, yeah, many places, I think so.
Mm,
But it's just, you don't know until after the fact.
sure.
Yeah, when you analyze how it went, and then you see, oh, maybe they.
Do you analyze a lot of social situations after
I
they
think
happen?
so. I think so. I
Mm,
mean, that's how you, because after I get my bachelor's, I started major in psychology, but then I didn't finish it. And they say uh, your identity, your personality evolves the whole life.
mm,
And so when you reflect, it's called reflection. You analyze what happened, and you, after this analysis, you make not a decision, how you call it, uh, like a conclusion,
hmm
and you can get some useful information for you, maybe correct your worldview, or not like, oh, I've heard what this guy said and I will do like he do, but it's just you get something useful information for yourself, like,
mm.
and then it's just
You're
a
explaining it. You're
process.
explaining it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a quote I think about every day that's this. It's a Socrates quote, and it's all I know is I know nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah,
the same thing. Like you can learn from a child, you can learn from a crackhead on the street. You can always learn from somebody if you're open, right? But you
yeah, I
obviously make
guess.
your own decisions. And this
Yeah.
is what I like about all these different religions and philosophies that I've now been exposed to. I took philosophy in school. I'm 30, by the way. And
Oh,
to answer your question. And so, yeah, I think I love taking little bits of all of them, eh? And then you become, I think, a more fuller person. The problem I think with people identifying with one religion is that they usually are kind of closed off to other ways of thinking,
yeah,
which is a little bit unfortunate, I think, for their like for broadening your perspectives, right? And then they become really emotionally attached. Like for example, the abortion argument. I
yeah,
love like having any kind of argument because it gives me intellectual stimulation and I'm not emotionally attached to my opinions. The only
yes,
one I am is freedom of speech. But because I do stand-up comedy, is I don't argue that one.
yeah,
Because I'm emotionally
yeah.
attached to it, I don't argue because I'm probably wrong. Maybe I shouldn't say retard. I don't fucking know. I just like talking shit, you know? I just think it's fun. So I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, right? So then I don't talk about that one. But abortion, I'm like, oh, well, these are the arguments that are there. There's like 22 weeks that might make consciousness. That seems like a good argument. There's also arguments of like, it's not my body, not my choice. So, like, especially if someone gets raped, you know, all these ones that have just been talked about forever, you know, the bake the cake argument. So, when you're baking a cake in an oven, when does it become a cake? Because it's
oh,
not a cake when the ingredients are put in, right? So, okay, so then categorically, maybe it's not a baby, but are you still valuing that potential for a babiness? Sure, okay, but then there's risk factors to the mom. Like these things are just kind of interesting to talk about. But to me, I
yeah.
don't give a fuck. Like I don't have any. If I talk to my mom and I'm just like, "Hey, mom," like, yeah, she's like, she one day I was in the car with my mom and she was like, and stop me if I'm going too fast because I know it's fast sometimes. And she's like, "Oh, Corey, you're not pro-choice for killing a baby, are you?" I was just like, well, under certain circumstances, yeah, kill the baby. I mean, up until like 4 years old, I feel like you should should have the right. Oh, dude, I'm dying of heat. Actually, one sec.
Okay,
I know I closed all these things, but I'm just gonna put this little fan on here. Hopefully, it doesn't sound
it's
too
because
crazy.
of your jacket, I guess.
My jacket. This shirt I have had for years. I was hiking a 3,000 kilometer hike in New Zealand.
Oh,
So from the top to the bottom, and I wore this shirt like almost every other day, and
oh, I
they're
see.
supposed to be breathable. But I then upgraded. As you can see, it's like it's been destroyed. You know,
Yeah.
this is from paint. I was
Oh.
working at a nursing home and living in the nursing home with all the old people. And I painted rooms. I never did maintenance in my life. There's a room that I painted a year ago now that still has paint all over the floor because I did such a bad job. Yeah, it's just a crazy thing. But
Yeah.
so computer science, but you started in psychology.
No, it's the other way
Other
around.
way around. Wait, so you finished in psychology?
I didn't finish the psychology.
Oh,
I just started and then it came to nothing.
but you have a computer science job, programming
I
job.
have,
Wait, but which one did you finish in computer science then?
yeah, I have bachelor's in computer.
Right, but so you did start in psychology and then
No, no, no,
switch.
no, no.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
I did bachelor's for 4 years and
Mm-hmm.
then I applied for 2 years in to get the major.
Oh, a master's.
Yeah, masters. I
Oh,
guess.
you
I
said
guess you can
major
say.
earlier, and I kind of just overlooked that term.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
that's
Oh, and
that's the
then
way.
so you can go from computer science to to psychology masters.
I
How
think
weird.
yes, because the criteria is that you are able to study by yourself more than that you studied that field before.
Mm.
They look they see if you have a bachelor's,
Hmm.
they think, oh, that's this guy is able to like reason
Yeah.
and switch field, something like that.
So is it pretty much any bachelor that you have in Russia, you can do pretty much any masters, or is it only for psychology masters and specific ones?
I think
Pretty much any.
it all changed already because
Because of ChatGPT?
no, it's more like politics. I don't know.
Okay.
They make it so hard to even get a uh, higher degree education now.
Really?
I think they need color work blue collar workers now. They don't need lawyers. They don't need uh,
Doctors.
something like this.
Yeah.
They need
All the nerds.
they need like workforce. They need the
Yeah,
workforce.
for sure.
Just
They want blue collar and they don't want nerds and dorks leading the
I
world
guess
anymore.
I don't
They
know,
want
but
people to lift things.
I just I don't check news on education so much now. But I can tell you that they have a new law recently. If you finished a if you have a medical degree, we
Hmm.
call it like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
You must, you're obliged to work for 3 years in a state issued hospital for 3 years
Mm. A
by
state
the
issued.
law. I mean, the government hospital. Let's
Sure.
call it like this because uh, uh, they have this uh, how you call it Mm, s- subsidized programs. I
Yeah.
guess you can call it like this. When the government pay for your education for free, you study for free
Yeah.
and uh, and that's it. You don't pay
Mm.
for university. But now they change. They have a new law that says if you finished uh, paid by government program,
Yeah.
you must work for 3 years in government medical institution
Hmm.
uh, because I guess they don't have enough people to work.
So
Something like this.
are the other hospitals like privatized?
It does not matter if you. It just matters that if you had an education paid by the government.
Ah, okay, then you have to. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, well,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fair, actually.
Yeah, but bit by bit they like close down everything. It
Really?
does not. It happens all over the place, not just in education,
Do
but
you think that's because of the war? Or like, what's that? Because they're just like, we want people to more be part of this right now. We don't give a shit if there's enough doctors. Or
I don't know. It's so hard to reason about what the government thinks because
yeah,
they say one thing, they do another thing, or
yeah.
it it's just like mm, you don't know the real purpose of what.
Have growing up in Russia, have you always been kind of like living under a rock? Like, because I'm also like that. I don't really look at a lot of news. Like, I don't look at a lot of stuff. I'm just kind of like my social bubble is what I kind of like. Whoever I'm talking to right now is what I give a shit about. I'm not really thinking about a whole lot of other stuff that's going on. And that being said, obviously news comes in, and if you talk to people around the world, everyone has an opinion on something. It seems. Have you growing up? Were you ever like a guy who was stressed out or like looking at your phone a lot? Because you seem very like here and like at peace.
Yeah, I never gave a shit about. I never checked the news,
Mm.
and then recently I started to look into it, and then after 3 months of constant refreshing the news, I realized that it's just a time wasting. Uh, it's just wasting your time because
Mm.
the thing you read 1 week ago is like not relevant anymore, and it turned out completely different way.
What's something you hate?
What's something I hate?
Yeah, because you seem like such a peaceful dude. So I'm just curious to see. You seem like really present, just like hanging out, you know. And I
Yeah.
love that energy. I'm just curious when somebody gets like really upset when they're like that,
Oh,
you know? Because
I mean, it's more about some local problems when I
okay,
maybe I something on in my work, or not in general sense. It's more
mm,
like I hit my I hit my leg and oh shit, oh
yeah,
fuck, or
sure,
something like this. So it's
right.
something in the moment, not in general
Have
sense.
you ever freaked out, like you just like lost your mind, angry or something?
Yeah, I did.
What?
One time I did hit the wall. It was a plaster wall, and I
Yeah,
hit
you hit right through it. I've done that too.
not through, but
Oh,
I
really? You dented. I
dented.
went right through twice. Like, when I was younger, right? Like
Yeah,
over 10 years ago. Yeah.
yeah. I had how they call it. Um, it's not a middle life crisis. They have a before that, right in the 20s. They call it. I
Quarter
forgot.
life crisis.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
quarter.
don't know. I
Half
don't know
half of
the official name
yeah,
for it, but I
sure.
guess
Like at 20, you had this?
20 something.
Yeah. And so what were you feeling?
Because first of all, why this happened, I think, if you look back to it, because like the school and university finish and you like don't know what to do next,
Mm,
and then you're a little bit scared because you have to find money,
I had the exact same thing, Eugene.
and
Yeah.
then you don't know what you want to do.
Hmm.
It's just, and then when you a little bit settle down, you okay,
Mm.
not
Yeah. I
so.
worked at a bank for 3 months
Mm.
after my business in philosophy bachelor, and I had panic attacks every day.
Yeah.
I'm a happy guy. I was panic attacks because
Mm.
I didn't like wearing a tie. I didn't like finance. I didn't like business. I was like, what did I just do for 4 years? You
Mm.
know, I
It
get it.
feels like
Yeah.
on constant alert, and then at that you the next moment everything can crash down and fall down. It feels like this.
But it's not the case.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
after you live through like this local crisis,
Hmm.
when you have big problem that you maybe you risk to lose your job, and then you live through one, two, three, and on the fourth one, you think I've been through this before, and you know it's not it's gonna be all right. You just put in your work, and
Exactly.
it's gonna work out.
You're a wise man.
I mean, it's just a common sense, I
I
guess.
know, but not a lot of people have this perspective and are able to actually implement it into their daily lives and their mental health. Because most people are stressed out. You see it everywhere, man. That's
Yeah,
why I'm talking about your state. You're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm excitable, but I'm not stressed either, you know? And I do have stress, obviously. Everyone has stress here and there, but like
Mm.
in general, I'm really well, I would say pretty well adjusted compared to most people. And that's only been maybe 3 years of my
Okay.
life that I've been like that. Before I
Yeah,
was a really anxious guy
yeah,
and
yeah,
I did a
yeah,
lot of work to get where I
yeah,
am. But then I look around now and I'm like, holy shit, man, everyone's freaking out. They're all
yeah.
stressed about what if this, what if that, or they're dwelling on the past or whatever it is. Have you always been like pretty good though? Maybe you had that quarter life crisis, but overall, you've never been a complete, like a super stressed out guy?
I guess throughout the end of the school,
Yeah,
not the university, the school, and then throughout the university, I guess.
a little bit more. But just
Yeah,
because you had deadlines and so just regular school stress.
I I think so.
Man,
Yeah.
if you have to question it, that means you probably weren't that stressed out.
No, like I can reconcile in my memory. Sometimes I just freaked out and just I want to get out from everybody. I just sit in the corner and but
Mm,
it looks so distant now.
mm.
Okay, I guess they have phases in life, and then I feel like now I'm in a different phase.
What phase are you in now?
It's just I don't know. I know that it's different, but
A chill phase.
yeah, I
Chill
hope.
phase is the best phase, man. You
Yeah,
can stay there the rest of your life if you try.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Whenever
just
another phase comes on, you say, fuck you, I'm gonna stay in this phase. I'm gonna be hanging out.
no. What I figured out is just you have to have a buffer, both material and mental.
Mm,
That means you have a bit of a, let's call it money buffer to
hmm.
support yourself, let's say 6 months in
Sure.
advance.
Yep.
This way you can uh, it reduces stress significantly.
Mhm.
I mean, about will I have somewhere to stay next month, something like this.
Or me last night getting
Yeah,
refused at the hostel
yeah,
because I didn't have a
yeah,
passport and sleeping behind the bar illegally.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a different reason. But
I know.
when so you remove this one, and then you can start thinking about what can I do next to, like, okay, when you're constantly stressed out about living day to day, you cannot do anything else.
Do you
You
think
like in the loop.
Yeah, do you think that a lot of the African countries that don't have suicide, do you think I was thinking about this a lot recently, okay? So a lot of African countries there's no suicide rates. A lot of first world countries, a lot of suicide rates. And you can say stuff about the sun, but like in America a lot of people kill themselves, right? And there's still lots of sun. So I was thinking, do you think that that's because they are so busy with their day-to-day stresses that they don't have time to dwell on it and it for it to be more than what it is? So
It's the other way around.
yeah.
It is a Western world that is so busy, and
Mm.
they're so stressed out
And is
about their
that
life.
why?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I even seen a video on YouTube. I don't remember exactly, but I remember this part, this clip, where the guy goes, I guess, to Africa also,
Hmm.
some African country,
Yeah.
and then they ask something, do you know this place, something, and calls some Western place,
Yeah.
and then the guy answers, oh, it's that place where people always stressed out
I've seen that.
and jump from the from
Jump from the
from the rooftop.
buildings. Yeah.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, they used to have those nets on top of the buildings in Japan. You ever see that?
Oh,
Like on
yeah,
top of
I've
a
heard
lot of the
about it.
business. They took a lot of them down
Oh,
recently because I think it just looks bad. But what looks worse is a bunch of people splatting on the ground.
yeah, I guess they do in China also.
Do they?
I
Yeah, that's
guess so.
crazy.
Oh,
You're good,
China.
Hal. Come on in, buddy. He walks away. He's the nicest man of all time, this guy.
Oh,
He's so funny. This is the two, so I'll just say for the pod, like the two Chinese guys I've been seeing for the last month while I've been staying up overnight, playing poker sessions, destroying my mental health because I didn't see the sun for 2 weeks.
mm.
And these guys were there every night working on this podcast on their app to translate stuff, and he's just teaching an AI for like 10 hours a night how to translate from English to Chinese. And
Oh, yeah.
in the meantime, when his AI is doing stuff, they would show me videos of all the music stuff they've created. So him and Shu used to create a lot of music together, and a lot of them are like very corny Chinese pop, like singy, like like my heart will go on kind of stuff. And Shu, it was like 19 at the time. He's I think 30, and he sings really well. And
Oh, yeah.
he has videos on the Chinese social media that have like I think 10 million views or something. And yeah, it's just like him singing at competition stuff. But then he also has those ones when he's younger of all like the little like really corny pop things. It's quite
I didn't
hilarious.
know that.
It's You should ask them to see like the old ones. She will love it. He's a meme, dude. That guy's so
Oh, yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
He was acting like he was African on the phone to these people the other day for
Mm.
like 3 hours, and I was just pissing myself laughing.
Yesterday he act as he was an Indian guy.
He's so fucking funny, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very he's
Yeah.
a troll. He's a massive troll. Yeah.
Oh, maybe so.
Oh yeah, I know so.
Oh.
I was here for a month. He is a troll. He is so funny. Yeah, he was playing Grand Theft Auto a couple days ago, and he was making the guy have sex with the girl, and he
Oh.
was clicking the thing. I just come. He's behind the counter, and like from our hostel, just literally behind the counter, anybody can see this laptop, and he's just like yeah. It's just like until the guy comes, and he's like, oh look at that.
But then again, who is more creep?
Yeah.
The guy that plays games in public,
Yeah.
or the guy that stays behind and looks?
Which was me. I was there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so it's just
I'm
don't
definitely
lie.
the big creep.
Yeah.
What's the creepiest thing you've ever done?
The creepiest thing you ever done. I don't know if I don't know.
Mm.
It's very hard to. I think I done something, but what is it?
I think I licked. This is crazy. I don't think I've ever told this to anybody. I think I've licked my. I don't know if I licked it or kissed it or put my face in it, but my aunt's bra, which is fucking crazy to admit. But
Mm.
here we are. The podcast is called Corey's Confessional. Oh, we should confess something. I think I just did though.
Oh,
That's my confession. That's fucking nuts.
confession.
I think I was like, I must have been like 11 or 12, and I think I just started hitting
Oh.
puberty. I think I saw my aunt's boob one time, like the side of it. And I was just like, oh my I'm like, that's a freaking boob. That's crazy, man. And I just like went. I literally went. Oh my god! I'm just remembering this now. I don't think I've ever told this to anybody. I go into her room, into her drawer, like really creepy. Like my family's all running around. You know, anybody could have caught me. I was just like into her bra. And I went back and I was swimming just hard as a rock. That is fucking crazy. I didn't know. I don't know why that memory just went in.
Oh, I remember one thing. But it's more the sad one.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had this little kitten when I was maybe 6, and then
Oh no.
I invite him to like sleep with me, and then the next morning I wake up and he's dead.
I knew it was gonna be so dark. That was so Russian the way you said it too. You're just like, I have this kitten. I loved my kitten. His name was Furry Balls. And then I wake up and he's dead.
No, and then I figured it's because I moved around.
That's really funny. You moved around. Oh no, you killed the kitten?
I guess so, because
oh my god. That's not creepy, but that's fucked up.
I didn't mean to. I was unconscious. I was in my sleep.
Yeah, of course. Oh my god, dude,
I
that's
guess
crazy.
I was just like,
yeah, and then you
with
just suffer the.
yeah.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
crazy.
I love cats though.
Yeah, dude, me too. Yeah, kitties rule. Always about that puss. Oh man, that's wild. Oh, man, killing a cat in your sleep is rough.
No, it's just like with abortion. It was unconscious thing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But abortion is conscious. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's right. I guess.
Yeah. I imagine all those countries where it's illegal to have abortions, that people are still doing it. What do you think the most creative way that someone has had an abortion?
I mean, the most creative way is when you abort yourself with the
I found out Russian humor, mate. It's the dark shit, of course. That's why you guys are so serious. You need it to be dark first, the
No,
cold
it's
country, all the pain.
No, it's just a coincidence. I don't know.
I know somebody I lived with for 3 weeks, and she literally just killed herself with her baby.
Oh.
And one of our friends is just like, that's so terrible. And then me and my other like really fucked up retarded friend is just like, hey, like she kind of sucked though. Like it's kind of a pro, they're making jokes of it constantly. Do you think that like in Russia, it's a lot of dark humor? Like what's your humor like? Because Russians, just like Germans, are known for not being big laughers,
Oh,
And
yeah.
in Canada, I compare this, I've said this a bunch on the podcast already, but like doing stand-up comedy in different countries, I see people's humor, right? And I was in New Zealand for 2 years, and they're very British. They're very like in Canada, we're like penis, ah! And everyone's like, everyone's like pumped and loud and like excited, That's just how we are. And then in New Zealand, everyone's just like, yes, quite. That was quite humorous. They're very chuckly and like the rhythms are different and what they laugh at is different. In Russia, and then in Indonesia, people were super loud and crazy again and very easy laughs and really silly, and it was more like Canada.
Yeah.
And then I did stand up in this country, in Vietnam, and maybe it was just the one show I did, but it was harder to make them laugh. There was a barrier of like people were just kind of more chilling as well.
Yeah.
Mind you, there wasn't that many Vietnamese people, so I'm not really sure. But in Russia, is it more like dark humor, or is it more like what gets a guy to really laugh, or anybody?
I think it depends on it's very subjective.
Of course.
But
culturally, what would be a stereotype at least? Because I don't know, right? Because the stereotype is that they don't laugh.
I guess it must be purposeful. It must be how they call it. I guess observational comedy.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe this.
Yeah. Okay.
For myself, I like. I guess I like maybe British humor.
Okay, so like
and
more
and
dry.
I like this Scottish guy called Limmy.
Okay.
Do you know him?
I don't.
Yeah, this famous Scottish guy.
Do you watch it with subtitles?
at first I watched with subtitles,
Yeah.
and then it clicks.
You got
One
used
day
to
it
it.
clicks, and oh yeah, Scottish accent. But
Because if you can understand, like being English as a second language, how many languages do you speak? Just two?
well, I guess now it's three.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Russian, Thai, and English.
Really? Oh, you'd say you speak Thai quite well.
I would not say so, but I can get around on daily basis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Okay, so your English must be better than your Thai.
yeah. I've done a test a couple of times in English test, and it always says B2,
Yeah, I
upper
don't.
intermediate.
Yeah, man, because you
But
have the best English I've heard from a Russian.
oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, dude, you're really
But
good. Yeah.
how they say, I have this problem with English, and it's quite common with every language, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, it's hard for me to construct my own sentences and explain my thoughts.
Mm,
Then listen and read. So it's harder to produce than to consume.
of
And
course.
they even say it's a different part of the brain that
Is it?
uh, to ex- you see to to cons-
To
to
explain.
to explain your thoughts, I guess.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding.
Yes,
Have you heard
yes.
that before? Proof
Uh,
is in the pudding.
I think so. It's like a
You just explained it yourself like that.
yes,
The proof
yes.
was in the thing, in the thing that you said.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, well, I find the same in French. Like, I'm fluent in French. I went to French school my whole life until I was 17, but my parents don't speak French. I'm from the only bilingual province in Canada. So every
Oh,
province in Canada is officially English except for Quebec. Quebec is
oh,
the French one. And I went to school 10 minutes from Quebec,
oh,
right?
yeah,
In this province called New Brunswick or Nouveau Brunswick. And because I spoke French, I had a lot of like great opportunities job wise later on, got that government job, these kinds of things. It was awesome, but I haven't spoken a lot of French in 13 years. And it's still green, eh? Oh, yeah, you're good. So I haven't spoken a lot of French in 13 years. And so when I speak with people from France, already there would have been a disconnect,
oh,
because of our accent, because of our expressions, etc. And I can still get by, but I have to like think for the first 2 or 3 minutes.
yeah,
And I spoke this language more than English probably for 17 years of my life, and I still now have to like think about it.
yeah, yeah. I see.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. It's like if you don't use it, you will lose it for language, I think.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
can
yeah,
only really get it not by reading a book. It's really by conversation.
yeah.
Don't you find?
Uh, yeah. When you have when you need to produce, you must be in the environment,
Mm.
uh, like talk and when yeah, but you must apply it like in the way where you can explain yourself. But when you just consume it, it's all right.
Mm.
I think so.
But with Scottish though, that's impressive because
Yeah.
I did comedy in New Zealand with a guy from Scotland, and I couldn't. I'm native English, and I couldn't understand like 1/5 of his jokes. I'd be like, "Wait, what?" And then they wouldn't land because you couldn't understand like in the
Yeah.
right timing what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
That's really funny that you like a Scottish comedian. Are there comedians like stand-up comedy in Russia?
Yeah. I guess popular one is Pavel Voля. I guess
Pavel Vole.
Pavel Voля, but uh, I don't.
Is he just like Putin is very awesome? Everyone's like ha 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 ha.
Yeah. I mean,
He can't speak out against anything, right? So what's his like? Are there any political comedians? Probably not.
I think no. I don't watch. I don't watch Russian media so much at all.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not a political guy either, but like I know that like a lot of comedians I watch, right, like in the States, they can be like, "Fuck Trump, yeah, he's fat and ugly and stupid," and everyone's just like, But
no.
then in Russia, you can't do that.
Uh, I guess they do more like s- stereotypical human about Russians themselves.
Okay,
I guess what they do.
cool. Like what? What's a big stereotypical Russian thing that's like considered humorous?
I think I think how you said like
Vodka,
drinking and
fighting bears,
like it's just like domestic how you call it
abuse.
relations,
Oh,
everything that revolves around daily life.
okay.
I guess so. But I don't like it.
I thought
It's
you were
just
gonna say domestic abuse. I was just
and
like, oh, is that
this
normal?
and this also. You can throw that in.
Sure. Do you
Yeah,
think that that's a big thing, domestic abuse in Russia?
maybe I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
just because I think so. It's very funny because they always say we have traditional values and they promote it like so. But then, if you look at the statistics, it's like up 80% of marriages end up in divorce, and
Mm.
just I don't know. Maybe they want to fix what's happening now.
Interesting. It's hard when the media, I mean, and again, I'm a real non educated person with this stuff, but it's hard when the media is controlled by the government. So you never really know what the stats are going to be accurate depending on the source, etc. Right?
I think I think around the world the media is controlled by the government. It's just that in one government it's controlled covertly, and in the other one it's
Mm,
overtly.
openly. You think so?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Mm,
And it's also, I think would agree, it's also influenced by billionaires and such, because
of course.
the lobbying and things like that, and it's all interconnected. Like the government speaks to the billionaires, and the billionaires speaks to the government, and it propagates down. I
That
just
is true.
no,
Yeah.
it just like I've said, after a couple of months, you just start to realize it's just don't waste your time on it,
Yeah.
and don't like try to fight the ocean. You just have to
Mm.
think about yourself and your situation, your personal problems.
Eugene, you are a wise man. You're so true. I love that. Don't fight against the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, because you won't uh, achieve anything.
Well, it's one of those, it's a stoicism thing, right? It's about not worrying about stuff you can't control. So, like, if you don't want to, if you can't fight against the ocean, maybe you can fight against a pond.
Yeah,
If you feel driven to fight for a cause, that's what you want to do in your life, that's the good you want to put out, then sure, run for mayor in your town or whatever it is. You know, you want to be president, fine. Make the steps, right? But don't just look at that goal.
yeah,
I think this is with goals in general, though. I've always seen this with people in stress and putting pressure on themselves. I think like 90% of mental health stuff is just people putting pressure on themselves and beating themselves up. I think that's 90%. I truly believe that because you just see all these people that are like really high achievers, but they're stressed out, you know? And
yeah,
then you see maybe the African people who are very, don't have a lot to do and they're very relaxed, they're having a good time because they're just here with people in their community and they're outside and they're playing and they have their job, but they're just, more chill. I think that every goal becomes another goal. So if you have, a goal to save $10,000, once you save it, you're probably not going to feel much.
yeah,
If you were looking for a feeling or some sort of big realization, you're probably not going to get it because you're just going to be like, oh, well, now I want to save another $10,000, or now I want to buy this and then invest in that. Like, there's always going to be a new thing. And I think, have you ever heard of this book called Atomic Habits?
yeah. I've heard about it.
I've listened to half of it and I've started a checklist 2 years ago and I have 15 things I do every single day. And they're
Yeah.
all like 5 minutes. The only one that takes a long time is working out, but I was doing that for 13 years anyways. I
Oh,
just changed it to doing it every day as opposed to like five.
yeah,
Um, and everything is like 5 minutes. So they're all fun. They're like, I have 5 minutes of joke writing on there, 5 minutes of poker studying, 5 minutes of chess studying, 10 minutes of stretching, whatever it is. So I have this little list and every day is good. And I don't care in a sense. Of course, results are nice, but I don't really care if I become, if I get a certain bankroll in poker, or if I become a grandmaster in chess. It doesn't matter. I
yeah,
like the process. It's
yeah,
fun, and
yeah,
they give you little dopamine rushes, and I feel like every day is progressing. I think people don't. That's why this book was so popular for a while. The people who did adapt that, yes, it helps you develop good habits, but that mentality of doing things easily every day that become part of your identity, and then all of a sudden life is just good every day. I feel like shit's moving forward, and it's
yeah,
and it's and
yeah,
it's fun,
yeah.
you know.
It's let me formulate.
Yeah, formulate your thoughts, man. Take your time.
um, oh, I see. When your goals are like come from internally instead of externally,
That
then
too.
then they become meaningful and purposeful.
Mm,
It's just like this detachment from your job when you
Hmm.
like some jobs when you don't see a benefit or purpose for yourself in that job,
Hmm.
when you just do it for the money. Like
Mm.
you see, I think that's an example of the goal. Like
Yeah.
this goal is just like a bullshit job.
Yeah.
You like do it, and then you think to yourself, if I would not, it doesn't matter if I do this thing or not. It just changed nothing.
Hmm.
I do this for what?
For money. It's
Yeah,
just a means to an end,
yeah, I
right?
guess
It's
so.
simply for the thing that you need to do it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
because you want to, or it's not because you're attached to it in
yeah,
some way.
yeah. When
Yeah.
you plan it from yourself, from within,
Yeah.
then it becomes meaningful and purposeful.
Absolutely.
That's
That's I think there's two things there though. That's for developing what goals you want, but I think the application is making it not hard and consistent every day.
mm,
Because if you look at like the New Year's resolution people, right? Oh, on New Year's, I'm gonna work out 1 hour a day. I'm every single day. This year is my year. It lasts 2 weeks and then they stop, right? I've done this my whole life with certain things. I used to study poker for 14 hours a day sometimes. Crazy. Like I don't need. That's not necessary. It was too intense. I was scheduling everything. I was like, oh, sorry, I can't hang out next Saturday because I'm doing all these things that I had planned in my schedule. This whole 5 minute a day thing takes me a couple hours a day, and it's like I feel very balanced. Everything progresses slowly, and I can do more. But I think what people do is that they're like, okay, well, I found this thing. This is the one. This like application is hard because they want to do too much and it's not sustainable. And then two is what you're saying, like even before that, finding what goal you actually want. What do you relate to your identity? Like what do you even like want or care about? I think in a world where people are so like passively receiving things like doom
yeah,
scrolling, or like they don't even have passions, man. Like I don't know, like I'll ask you in a second if you have any, but like I've asked it to so many people, and most people don't really have anything that gets them like I play chess, man. I get so fucking excited. I'm just like, oh my god, look at that decision line. Oh, I did this in the King's Indian opening. Oh, he did that. I've never seen that before. Crazy. I get excited, and I'm a high energy person, and I get excited about a lot of stuff. It doesn't have to be like that, but whatever your version of my excitement is, does anything get you passionate? Does anything make you feel anything? I think so many people are just numb or haven't tried things,
yeah, yeah,
and also they're addicted to comfort zones. So they're so scared to jump out of them and to try other stuff. Stand up comedy, I've been doing it for years. It is scary to me every single time. If I do it 5 times in the week, it's still scary. If I do it once, it's still scary. It's uncomfortable. That's why I like it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, you can't control if people laugh, dude. You can only control writing your jokes and trying to have fun.
yeah,
And I love it as a stoic practice. It's also just fun, but like I had to constantly put myself in that uncomfortable thing to try things, and that's why I have all these new passions, and things that I'm into. Do you think there's anything that you're particularly passionate about?
um
Would it be computer science? Do you think? Do you still enjoy it a lot, or is it more of a job now?
uh I I, I always wanted, I think my my how you can say, my big goal, I don't know, my passion is I want to make games, video games.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, and I plan for myself maybe this year to release at least maybe mobile game or something.
That's awesome. What kind of games?
uh I like racing and action games, but I want, you see, I want to, mm, the modern games, they miss this game magic, which is core mechanics, how they
Mm,
say. uh in the earlier days, games were more simple, but they were more enjoyable because they have one single core mechanic, and it
mm,
was focused around this. And
mm,
nowadays, the games switch to like interactive movies, I guess,
mm.
and they don't have this, sturdy ground.
Does that mean like the skill level is capped? Because if there's one mechanic, right, you can pretty much max out that mechanic or get like Smash Bros. Have you played
Yes.
Smash Bros?
I only seen them.
But you know what it is.
Yes.
So that game, there's one that's from the GameCube, and I still watch people play it sometimes,
Yes.
and there's still, even now, like almost 30 years later, are getting new metas,
Yes.
right? Because there's one little thing that somebody figured out by doing this thing 10,000 times.
Speedrunners.
So is it kind of like that, where there's like a core mechanic, there's core things that everyone can kind of do, and then it's just maxing out that, like the skill level's very high that you can get to, but then people
Yes.
can have fun all in between, whereas now maybe you can only go there but with a few different things, and it's just more about interactivity and like you were saying, like what is the is that skill level that's attainable, is that a big difference, or
I think the biggest success of old games and game design, what people understood is that games had a relatively simple goal
yeah.
and relatively simple mechanics, and uh, then it's up to you to master it, and that's it.
Hmm.
Like if you take maybe Mortal Kombat games and such and early racing games.
But what I'm saying is that is the skill level, like it's pretty much infinite, right? How much you can get better at one of these games, is that no longer the case?
The case is that games are not about the skill anymore.
Okay. Right. So even though
The games
maybe,
are
yeah.
about the just moving graphics on the screen and
Mm.
buying more expensive hardware.
But surely,
That's
I'm
what
not a
it
big
is.
gamer, but surely someone who's playing Call of Duty, I guess that would be kind of the same though, right? For shooters, would be more like the old school thing because
Uh,
they have one mechanic that they're trying to get better at.
uh, Call of Duty, they just want to sell skins, I guess. In Call of Duty.
Sure, but like the people who are the best in the world at Call of Duty, they're still obviously much better than everybody else, right? Like
Yeah,
there's still a massive skill, moving upwards. You can still get way better, and it's one mechanic pretty much. There's a couple things you're doing, but
but they change things around a little bit. I mean, they add new movement systems,
mm,
and then they cut them away, and then with Call of Duty, they want to release a new game every other year.
mm.
I mean, every year.
So it's more quantity over quality.
Yeah, I mean,
What would your game do differently exactly then for someone who's not a big gamer? Like how would your game look?
my game look. I just want a if you do an action game, it must have very smooth, fluent. I mean, very responsive gameplay loop.
Mhm.
That means your inputs are, you would understand what I mean if you just watch the old interview with Gabe Newell. He talked about this.
With Game Mule.
I guess it was an interview from 2009 maybe,
Okay.
and what he said is his whole message mm, is that let me think about what he said. Mm, uh,
Sorry, I was just thinking about the dead cat again. And
okay, he
it
says
was dead.
every action.
Fucking funny. Yeah, yeah. So every action.
Every action you do in game must have a reaction from the game. So for example, if you
Okay.
shoot his example,
Yeah.
if you shoot at the wall, there must be a new texture on the wall,
Mhm.
and if you interact with the person, he must respond or something like this. And it's every these little details that
Mm.
matter, and you feel like you are in this world
So
instead of
that's what they're more focused on rather than game mechanics.
uh, no. I mean, it must have this very polished gameplay loop when you don't do millions of things. You just do relatively small set of things to
Oh,
achieve your goal.
I see.
Yeah, that's it.
So your game will be more like that.
More, I guess you can even call it more arcade game. Yeah,
Mm.
that maybe it's very rough uh, uh,
Platforms?
categorization, but I
Yeah.
guess the arcade games are closer to what I mean.
Okay. Is your game going to be a platform? Is it going to be like, how Mario is a platform?
Yes,
Is it going to be something like that?
I really like car physics mechanics.
Okay.
I want to study, and I also want to through game development. I also want to study a bit of physics because it involves this uh, mechanical models and such.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to. It's more like it's not just about gaming. It's just
Let me see. Okay, I thought it was going red. No, I just.
yeah. It's
Sorry, one time I did a podcast with someone at the last 4 minutes, there was no audio.
Would you like to check if it's still working?
No, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just mm, what I was talking about.
You were talking about. I asked if it was platforms, and you said no. You want to study physics to understand the better mechanics.
Yeah. Uh, I, I I always think about GTA 4, how they did things
Yeah.
in there.
I don't know the difference between that one and any other.
I will tell you the biggest difference. They put the core gameplay loop of GTA 4
Mhm.
revolves around the mechanics of the car and how people react to push and shooting.
Ah.
Yeah, that's totally revolves around physics.
Most of the game
It's
is
like
that kind
it's
of.
like a sandbox when you it yeah, and they make a layout and design of the city and the missions in such a way that you always have to leverage physics in that game to achieve your
Interesting.
goal. And you see how this physics is very purposeful in
Yeah.
this game because you must master it. You must master the very heavy car handling to get around. That's what I mean when you have this
Ah.
tool and the player must master to become very successful in that game. And when I played multiplayer
Yeah.
mode, uh, you can get around in single player, but if you don't master handling, you cannot get around in multiplayer.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
because yeah, you just uh, you put the gas pedal down and you just hit the wall, but while the other guy he knows that you must uh,
Yeah.
release the gas pedal and
Yeah.
just enter the corner like
Ah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Have you been fascinated by the physics of games and that kind of mechanic since you were a kid?
Yes, it's just what like magic. I was
Really?
I was playing this game just to not to follow the story, just to look how the car moves and around and little details and even screeches about like when you drive the car they even have on a different surface they have different sound of the tire when you enter the tunnel it has echoey sounds and
Yeah.
in GTA 5 I guess they even when you break the window of the car and
Yeah.
you sit inside and you drive it around you can hear the noise of the broken glass on the
Oh,
floor.
really?
Yes,
Oh, that's so cool.
it's like
That is like magic.
yeah, it's just little details.
Do you think that we're gonna lose that magic? That people aren't gonna feel it as, not to be morbid, but like, with like virtual reality, AI, all this kind of stuff. Do you think people are less excited about those little things?
Yeah, it's. I think it's all slop now. I
Yeah.
mean, uh, if you talk about gaming industry, I think it's not in the golden era anymore.
No.
Yeah, and I don't know what's next. I guess maybe they have this big uh, hopes for AI, but then AI is all artificial. It's not an expression of human like art. Maybe if you use it as a tool, but then again, I don't
Does it
know.
doesn't need to be. I mean, I saw these babies doing stand up the other day and it was pretty funny. They were just like talking about how they want to like suck their mom's tits and stuff, and I was like losing my mind. I was like, I hate that this is really funny, but it's actually funnier than a lot of the stand up I've seen.
Yeah.
And it was AI. Like,
But then the real person orchestrated this AI.
yeah.
It's like a proxy, I guess.
Yeah, but the person didn't write those jokes. It was AI.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a little black baby came on. And he was like very like like black. He was just like, he's like, so you're still telling me that my dad can suck those titties, but I can't suck them whenever I want? What the fuck? They were talking like that, but they're just babies. And it was like, oh, this is actually way too funny,
Yeah.
because AI tried telling jokes like, I don't know, like a year ago, and they were all shit. And now
Yeah.
they're kind of figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like everything's a bit of a formula. Like maybe yours will have more heart into it, and maybe that will come across. But I'm saying, like in a video game, like it's hard. Like you found your thing since you were a kid, right? I found it a few years ago, and I found three now, and that's great for us.
Yeah.
But I think so many people are just like more. I don't know if the right word is jaded, but definitely more numb to anything.
You mean NPC?
Yeah, I keep hearing this. Like, yeah, your main. Someone called me a main character the other day that they're an NPC. And I was like, don't call yourself an NPC, mate. What are you talking about? He's like, no, I'm an NPC. I just go through life. I was like, that's so depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the core issue is you must realize that you have agency over your life,
Mm,
and when you believe in that, like that allows you to actually make plan that you think you will get to it,
mm,
because they start coming from within yourself, from your perspective,
true.
from what happens before and your current situation. That's why they always say everything is subjective,
Yeah.
because your problems, for me, your problems are very distant, as well as my problems for you are very distant, and
Yeah.
we can understand, like, logically, but it's still
You can't.
it's still your life and it's my life,
Yeah.
and when you have this agency, when you have this sensation that yes, I have control over my life, even if you're broke, you have like health problems, but if you don't, like, put your hand down, if you still have this thought in your mind that you can do something about it, that's the main driver,
Mm,
and everything else is like figures itself out, you
that's
know
so true. I don't think
Yeah.
people are thinking about agency in that way.
Yeah, that's the core issue of everything,
Mm,
yeah. They used to get assignments from the school, they used to get assignments from their parents, and no one like teaches you that there's a time when you are on your own.
yeah.
Yeah, and they prepare you for this work 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
where you get assignments up from up to you, and you just follow the orders. But
Mm.
uh, I'm not particularly against 9 to 5 jobs, but
No.
you still have to you still have to mm, at the back of your mind have this thought that yes, you have agency, treat your job more like a necessity, but maybe you will save up a little bit, and then you can do your own thing later.
But what I'm saying is that most people don't even know what that own thing is.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and maybe they're content in their 9 to 5. I know this guy who was like unbelievably happy in his 9 to 5 in that government job I did, and I was fine because we worked from home, and I only worked 1 hour of my 7 hour day, and I dicked around, so I was having a great time. But if I was actually hands on in it like he was and very like involved, I would have went crazy. It's not something I was interested in. But
Mm.
he was so happy with this job. He's going to be there till he dies. He doesn't want to do anything uncomfortable in his life, and that's fine for him. And he was a very like corporate guy, but then we would call on our little work phone, and I'd be like, he'd be like, "Oh, what's up, big gay?" And he would still be silly and like dumb. He was still a cool dude, but he was that guy. He was a corporate man who likes his 9 to 5, and that's good for them. But I think if you have any kind of interest, and you should, even if it's not going to be monetized, and you have a job that you just, because most people don't like their jobs. We are super unbelievably fortunate that even though I'm not doing my stuff for a living now, but like podcasting, stand up, I'm going to stream chess and poker for the first time when I go back
Oh
home in a
yeah,
couple months. So that'll be fun. I'll like stream just like my chess games. I'll be on Twitch and YouTube. Like, hello, I'm gonna
oh,
play chess
fine.
and say wild shit. I'm gonna play some poker sessions, and so like I maybe one day I'm able to do all these for a living. But right now, I'm so fortunate to be able to travel different countries and do different jobs. Like what you're talking about and not understanding other people's perspectives unless you live their lives. That's why I've had 21 jobs. I love trying stuff. That's like I never knew any maintenance before I worked and lived in that nursing home with all the old people for the last 6 months in New Zealand. I worked in a vineyard in New Zealand. I worked two landscaping jobs. I worked in an office reimbursing young doctors for expenses. Random shit. All back home, when I worked at that bank, when I left after 3 months because I was having the panic attacks, I worked in a smelter scooping 900-degree metals out of a big
Oh yeah.
cauldron. I looked like a baked potato, and my respirators literally melted off my face. It was crazy, this place. And I was there for a year, and then I striked for 6 months, and at the same time, went and worked at a liquor store, and then I worked for the government, and like everywhere, right? I was a doughboy at a pizza shop. I've done so many things. And when I'm doing those jobs, like I milked cows in New Zealand for 9 days, and I was milking cows with this guy who's a veterinarian. He owns the farm, and I was milking this calf with a bottle, and the
Oh.
mom got out of the enclosure and was crying next to me because she wanted to feed the calf. And I have never even thought about where my food comes from, man. And that made me at least start thinking about it, right? So I pay one extra dollar. The only action I've changed is I pay $1 extra for the free range chickens so they have a little bit more room. So I'm not doing that much better, but still, I think about it. I would like to buy from more ethical sources if I have more money, this kind of thing, right? But I think I knew a little taste of what it's like to be a farmer now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, this is hard work.
Yeah,
You know,
it
this is
definitely
if you're
is.
doing this, of course you're gonna have these kinds of opinions on animals and that killing them is cool, but like factory farming is lame. Like whatever. Most people kind of think that anyways. But you get a little bit of those walks of life. So I was in Indonesia. I was on an island of 100 people that didn't have service, no English, and I was there for a week. And there was this guy who built his whole house for his two little baby kids, two little toddlers, and his wife. He built it all by hand in 2 weeks. And it's just boards and bamboo, and they live in this thing. And like their bed is all one shared bed. They have nothing, and happy, man.
Yeah.
Just smiles, and but they have a hard life. Nothing's easy over there. So it's this kind of thing where like I don't know what it's like to be them, but until you even have a little bit of an experience like that, you're not gonna have any perspective.
Yeah,
Like
that's
my
right.
whole life, I'm like, oh, I know we're really fortunate in Canada, dude. I have hit the fucking lottery in Canada. So I'm from a village of 100 people. We don't lock our doors, mate. We don't lock our doors because there's no crime. Like my dad keeps his keys, I'm pretty sure still now, in his car so that he doesn't lose them in the ignition. He's just like, I'll leave it right there. Like I lived on the water. Yeah, it's cold for a lot of the year, but like people are nice. We hold the door for each other for like 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
see an old lady coming in the parking lot. I'm holding that door. I'm just hanging out. Everyone in the city says hi to each other on the streets. Like I took all of this for granted.
Yeah.
I've met so many people from so many like fucked up backgrounds. I was talking to an African lady the other day. She's from Zentanea or something. I don't know. But it's normal for every single relationship for the guy to beat the girl.
Oh.
All of them. I was like, huh? I was like, in Canada, we found that out. Guys would gang up and beat that guy up. Because that's how, we just don't do that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. I just couldn't even imagine. What was do you have any kind of like culture shocks in Thailand?
In Thailand.
Or just traveling in general? Because you've just been to Thailand, right? Pretty much for traveling before
Yes,
this?
I've been to China
Oh, right, in
once,
China, yeah.
but it was for 2 days maybe,
Oh, okay.
so
But
not
Thailand, you
much.
were there for 2 years. Surely there was some stuff that was much different than. Did you go all around Thailand or just one spot? Or
No, I've been to Bangkok and I've
yeah.
been to western part.
Did you bang any ladies' cocks?
Oh no.
No ladyboy action.
No, no.
It's a big thing over there. The closer I get to Thailand, the more I see them on Tinder. The ladyboys.
I don't use Tinder.
I've just re-downloaded it for the first time like a
Oh,
couple months ago. So I've like used it a little bit in every city just to see.
oh
And
yeah.
you just see more and more ladyboys. Yeah.
The culture shock.
Have you ever used dating apps?
No, never.
Really?
No, it's it's much like it's much like job listings. It's all fake inside. You don't even know
Yes.
if there is a 40-year-old guy behind them. behind the monitor.
90% of the time, well, I would say 99% that's not true. Like, it's not going to be the case.
Yeah,
And also,
I
it's
mean,
more like scams here. Like, I had two Tinder
yes,
dates here, and they both lasted 5 minutes in the same night.
yes, yes.
And one of them tried to steal all my money, and one of them tried to steal my kidney.
Yeah,
And they
that's
brought me to this sketchy room, like with a garage door, and I was like, "What?" And there was like these like kind of prostitute ladies walking out, and this lady was just like on translate, like, "No, no, it's fine." I was just like, "Can we go to a different spot to get a drink down the street? This looks super sketchy. There's two guys in front." And she was just like, "No, no, it's fine. Let's go in there." I was like, "No." But then I tried one more time, and I talked to her for like 3 days. She had like 100 followers on Instagram and added me. Normal lady, 36-year-old mom, and that was great. And she's really cool. And so, like, it's fine. I think there's no difference between meeting somebody on the street or Tinder. The only difference is like how you meet. After that, it's all the same.
yeah.
But I think girls for like romance. Like, are you a romantic person?
Mm, with romance it's very hard because it unless you get this intimate connection, there could not be any romance.
So, have you had any intimate connections? Have you had a long-term partner?
I I do. I guess I do.
Sure.
But
Do you have a girlfriend right now?
I have, but
Oh,
I'm
really?
not sure if it will work out at all.
Sure.
Yeah, but I see how it goes. I just
In Thailand.
yes. I don't get attached too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a very low feeling person most of the time? Because you're very logical.
Yeah, I guess I'm very robotic in that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, would you say this is the most you felt for someone, though?
I think so. I mean, it's a weird mixed way when I always try to analyze everything around me, and then I realize that okay, if you want to care for someone, you understand logically that this person needs this and that, and then uh, empathy comes in.
Hmm.
So you want to help them about it, and that's where this, I guess, romance.
I would argue that for you, it's not empathy, it's sympathy. So you're
Um,
logically getting to the point where you think that, oh yeah, I should do this because I want to be a good person, but that's not empathy. Empathy is straight up feeling. It's like I feel empathetic towards this thing or person that I'm seeing, and I want to help because I feel bad, and it's a feeling. That's empathy. The sympathy is like what a lot of people in my family do, where they're like the ones that are low feelers, where they don't really feel empathy, and they just do it because it's the right thing to do logically, and they want to
no,
help.
no. I think
Both.
I think both. It's
Okay.
one day it's that way, and another day it's the
It's the
other
other
way.
day, sure. That's fair though, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to feel it so intensely all the
I
time.
find myself honestly. I find myself in solitude the best.
Mm.
It's just sometimes I can socialize, but mostly I just want to work towards my goals, and
But
that's
yet, I just met you and you wanted to do it, and you're like, sure, I'll do a podcast. Like, you're the chillest guy ever. I think you're awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wonder how long we've been doing this thing, anyways. I'm kind of curious. Oh man, we've been going for way over my time. That's awesome. We can keep going and do 2 episodes. We can just shut it off. Whatever you want to do, man.
Oh, what time is it?
What time? I don't know. How? What time is it, buddy? Hey, how? What time is it? 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Up to you, dude. We can go for another 45. We can shut it off now. We can do whatever you want.
I mean, we can do this way? In some interviews they have a blitz questions round.
Blitz questions. Oh,
When
okay.
you ask quick questions and then we finish.
Okay. Who do you think would win? Donald Trump in a fist fight to the death? Do you think Donald Trump or 5 fat kids? Super fat. They're like, but they're trying to kill him and they go for the shins,
Man, I don't know. Donald Trump was in UFC. Not UFC.
Donald Trump was not in UFC.
Not in UFC.
Donald Trump was in KFC.
How they call it? Not UFC. This American when they pretend they fight.
Like
Wrestling,
wrestling. Was he in that when he was
No,
like, younger?
he was sponsoring some this
Okay.
wrestling thing.
Man, have you ever seen those guys who there's this one guy I saw recently, he's like a real fighter and he beats up like 15 midgets.
No.
They're all like, "Rah!" He's just like, oh, and he like, doesn't hold back and then just flies to the wall and they're all running away like, ah! He's just like running after them. Like, it's fucking awesome, dude.
It's something AI would do.
It was real. It was real. I think a lot of Japanese things do that, eh? They
Yeah,
do a lot of like
Japanese.
weird fights. They're like, what if we put 5 women versus the sumo wrestler, and then they all just die, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, who do you think would win, Trump or the 5 kids?
Mm, I think 5 kids would win.
How many kids do you think that you could beat up? Fight to the death, okay? You versus how many normal kids, like 7 years old? They're like, okay, they can like run around and try to hit you.
I guess
But they're going for the eyes. They're going to try to bite your neck off. Like, they're going to go crazy.
maybe 10 kids.
Whoa, no way. There's no way you can take kids, dude.
Yeah, but 7-year-olds is not.
That's a lot, though. I think I can only take like 4. I don't
Ah,
think it's not like a.
It
they're not
depends on
that-
the kid, really.
I know, but all like average, right? Average boys, you know, like they go up to here on you, maybe.
7-year-old is too. It's not too much. Maybe if you talk about 10-year-olds, then it starts to.
Is
be-
that where the cutoff is? Then
I-
it's like 3.
I think.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I could take like 7 or 8. I think 10's high though. I think 10 kids.
Because I don't know, because you don't have a measure. I never did this before.
Sure. Okay. Rapid fire. What do you think? Do you think that if a shark had legs, they're all the same question. Do you think that if a shark had legs, it would beat a gorilla in a fight?
No.
No. Why? You think a gorilla would just tear it apart?
If the shark have legs,
Yeah.
it still does not have hands.
Yeah, but it doesn't need hands. It doesn't need to use its flippers. If it bites into the gorilla, surely the gorilla dies.
Yeah, but gorilla is very, very.
Yeah, it beat up King Kong. Or no, King Kong. It beat up Godzilla. So
Yeah.
like, it can get around stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very agile.
Yeah, it's agile.
Mm,
So gorilla is.
true.
It will fuck it up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Ben.
Yeah,
It was
thank
super
you.
fun. Yeah, cheers,
It
brother.
was nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice
dude.
talking to you.
Yeah, man, I very much lucked out with you, I think, because like I didn't know how it was gonna even go. I didn't even know you.
Yeah.
It turned out that you're just the
It's-
super coolest guy ever.
It's turned out okay.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.